Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Carroll Worldwide. You're aspiringly weekly, right? We're aspiring to be weekly.
WEAKLY.
Oh, ouch. Local current events, satire, comedy podcast. That's everything? Check.
Lest anyone forget.
Yeah, okay.
We're not a legitimate news source. Just so
What?
you know.
No, we're
Are
not.
you sure about that?
We might be.
We're not fact-based.
No, definitely not.
We actually filed a Tucker Carlson defense,
okay,
which
yes.
is no one listening would actually think that we're serious and we're a news source.
Some people do, and you're allowed to keep thinking that, people.
Yeah. What's going on with your watch?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. The watch is more important than the podcast.
One of those electronic watches.
The watch, I'm going to name that watch Yoko because it's about to break up the podcast.
No.
But then people might argue that the watch was the best part of the podcast.
What is it, number 8 on that watch?
I don't think anybody would argue that watch was the best part of the podcast.
So we're going to start. This is a spicy one. We missed this week when it was hot on the presses.
We're going to reheat it like an old burrito.
We're going to
Are we not going to talk about what just happened to me?
What happened?
I just got barked at by a dog.
A dog barked at you?
Yes.
So a dog was being a dog.
Dogs don't bark at me.
Was it on a leash somewhere?
It was. As we were coming into Carroll Worldwide Towers.
Dogs have a really good sense of people.
Exactly.
And who's a threat.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm a dog person. Dogs love me. It didn't even look at Dennis.
Dog
I'm
-1.
That dog wanted
loved
to
me.
kill me.
It loved me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't get barked at by dogs.
Well, you do now.
Maybe
Dogs love
look,
me.
maybe the problem is you were just, overshadowed by how great a person I am for dogs. Like
Okay.
you're still good, but
You got out dog.
I'm so triggered. I'm very upset.
I'm the man now, dog.
Well, maybe you should sit the dog down and talk to him. Or her.
I don't think that dog would.
What are the dog's pronouns? Did you get them wrong? Did you say nice boy? And it was like, ruff, ruff, I'm a them.
No, I mean,
Aren't most dogs thems because they've been?
Well, they're singular.
the dog attacked. Well, not attacked,
What?
but the dog started mouthing off to me before I could even say anything. As soon as it walked,
Mouthing off.
I mean, don't
Hey,
some
bitch.
don't some dogs just bark?
but that was. You and I were walking in together, and
Yeah, I
that
know.
was
Wait.
targeted at me.
Maybe there was a dangerous person behind you.
There was no one behind me, Randy.
Nobody that you could see.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to loiter here until this dog comes back.
Yeah.
I'm so upset by this. I really am. Because of what Randy said. That dogs, they
I
have
feel like
a
that
sixth
was-
sense about.
Maybe that dog got hit in the head. Now it's all messed up.
I feel like that dog just barks at people. I don't feel like that was like a judgment bark. I feel
Oh
like-
my God.
You think every time, like if you're like 100 feet away and the dog's like up at its house and it's barking, you think it's like judging you from that distance?
Well, I mean, I feel very judged. That's all I'm telling you.
I can tell you, my dog barks at everything it can see from its little windowsill.
Well, you have one of those little dogs. Your dog didn't bark at me.
No, if you're on a leash or it's in some separate environment, but if it's like at the window watching its pride, like it's on Pride Rock and everything like touches its kingdom.
But his dog did not bark at you, but she came up to me and she said, I don't like that Sherri person.
Did she say
Whispered
that?
it to me, yeah.
Oh,
And then
okay.
she sent me a text.
Oh, okay.
Well,
There's something to it.
I'm upset.
I think maybe just take some personal stock about what's been going on with your life. Like what has turned you off to random dogs?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Did you have any food in your purse? Maybe he was trying to get that.
I didn't bring my purse.
And you're just walking along with your sparkling personality and bubbly happiness, and the dog barked at you. Makes no sense.
Fuck off.
That's why the dog barked at you.
Well, in addition to dogs barking, we have
Speaking of dogs barking.
My dogs are barking.
look. There's a group of people, oftentimes women, that find a nice little nail trimming,
A pedicure?
pedicure, stop those barking dogs.
Yes.
Therapeutic,
It is.
beautifying.
It is.
And
You can wear your flip-flops.
there's a local place that someone went, and it appears that someone has brought, the philosophy of passion for the work to perhaps the next level in terms of, involvement. So what happened here, Randy?
On the Westminster Community Online, a woman posted, "My friends and I just went to
Don't say
the
it.
spa. There are no words for how strange the experience was. There is an older gentleman working there that was obsessed with my friend's feet past the point of being uncomfortable. Technicians told us not to come back. Has anyone else had an odd experience there? First of all, the use of there."
She only has one version of the word there.
Yeah, that's
That's fine. That's fine. You're That's fine. Let's not. The
I
grammar's
know,
not the issue.
The grammar isn't the issue, but it gives
fine.
me a headache.
It makes me
Look.
want to vomit.
Look,
Oh gosh, of everything in this story, that made you want to vomit.
Yeah, bad grammar.
There's an older guy obsessed with young girls' feet.
how do you know it's a young girl?
Everybody's got a kink.
Yeah, but you don't just start practicing your kink on the unsuspecting public, do you?
He got into the right line of work.
So the older guy is obsessed with the girls' feet, and then the technicians told them not to come back.
Everything about this is just wow.
Our friend AR has the best comment right under there.
I have questions.
Yes, I have a lot of questions, and I'm not sure I want them answered.
Yeah, I feel like maybe this is just like a passion business for the proprietor, and it doesn't matter how much money they make. It's just like, what if you're a man who loves women, you open up a strip club, you don't care if there's any other customers, you got yourself a strip club, and this guy,
Yeah, a lot of people do that. They go in the business just to fulfill their passions.
to the strip club business.
Any business.
Like coffee.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if no one came in. I could just drink coffee all day long.
I'm just saying, what else explains it? That it's not like the guy kept this to himself, and it's like, he's like afterwards, I don't know, but like he set off alarm bells with all these people. The technicians are like, "This is a bad scene. Help us leave." Like,
Wait, the technician said that?
no, I mean they said don't come back.
Did they? But didn't they say? I took it as
Technician told us not to come back.
I told that as they got kicked out. Like, you're not welcome back here.
No,
I don't think so. I think that
the technicians
yeah.
are like, this guy's a creep, and he's gonna, think about your feet tonight.
The other employee they're talking about, or the owner?
If you're that uncomfortable, I think you should maybe not come back. Like, we saw what he did to you. Yeah, that's.
Oh, okay.
I think this is like the bartender being like, yeah, the owner's a creep, and keep hitting on you, gotta go.
Yeah.
Like that kind of scenario.
Gotcha.
What did you think? Do you think the technician's like, your feet are too gnarly, please
No,
leave?
that's where the big disconnect was. I didn't understand. That's why I also had questions.
Yeah.
Because guys like AR and we're not into the whole creepy thing. We can't wrap our heads around it.
So approachable.
Alpha Sigmas.
Such upstanding.
Not Sigma
citizens.
Alphas?
I don't know. Nazi? Is that what you said?
Sigma Alphas? Nazis, no. So,
They're all in Ukraine, the Nazis.
maybe. So this is just bizarre. I think I've heard of this experience actually happening before around here.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was this place or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think you got to keep like your fetish a little bit under wraps if you want it to like really pop off for you.
I don't know who better to care for your feet though than someone who's obsessed by them.
Well, they couldn't actually put the job ahead of their obsession.
My mind is reeling.
This is just wild stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we got even more wild stuff. I mean, this one's more, Randy can't really understand the pedicure game, the creep game. But there's one thing Randy knows, it's Duncles.
He does understand Duncles.
Daddy uncles. And so he's always been such a good sport about his Dunkle situation. I mean, deep down,
When you say Uncle Daddy, it makes it sound like my uncle's going to like play with my feet or something or give me a pedicure. This here
is a daddy uncle.
I called him Uncle Dad, and I called him that.
Uncle Dad?
Until he died. Then I just stopped talking to him altogether.
Did you?
Yeah. Cut him off.
That's just rude.
Does your mom have pictures of both of them up?
Yes. Yeah. And you can see a difference between them.
I understand. But like, it's funny just to be like, this is the Dunkle corner, this is the dad corner.
Randy's mom has a type,
Yes, very specific genetic type, apparently.
So anyway, but here we have, this is worldwide, not Carroll, I guess. What is the story here, Randy?
Well, you sent it to me, but
I did send you the link. Someone sent me the link, actually. I'm sorry I can't remember to credit you.
I
think it was my friend AOC, who's not actually a congressman, but he listens and he sent me this and said, here's a Dunkle situation for you.
To twin
this
brothers.
This is the ultimate Dunkle situation.
This is crazy. The twin brothers married twin sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And they both had kids, who the kids are cousins, but genetically they are twins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You follow?
Oh, yeah.
I need a flow chart.
Well, no. They're genetically siblings.
Genetically, they're siblings.
They're not twins.
How would they not be twins, though?
Twins... Well, are you talking about identical twins?
Well, they didn't come from the same womb, but I'm thinking that there are 6 people involved, 2 couples and 2 kids. 1 kid each, right?
The kids are genetic siblings. Identical twins mean you have the same sperm and the same egg, and so your genetic code is the same.
Right.
They each had like 1 billion swimmers, so they don't have the exact same genetic code.
Fine,
but damn close though.
They're siblings,
yeah, and the babies look alike.
Yeah, they do.
So genetically, I'm thinking there are 6 physical people here, but only 3 genetic people.
No, there's 4. The kids are each different.
Let's meet in the middle and say 3.5.
2, yeah, 3.5. Yeah, 3.5.
3.5 people. That's how you get decimals.
Hold on, but here's
with people.
It's under talked about, but they live together in the same house.
Yeah, that's creepy.
That's
weird.
Do you think
there's
they
some
swap?
sex? There's some sex thing there.
Yes,
they've got to swap.
There's a sex
right?
thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to get weird up in there.
There's no reason to have like everyone siloed together unless it's a sex thing.
I mean,
and they don't talk about it.
You can't prove that her kid isn't his kid.
I mean, Randy has the same problem,
right? And Randy has the exact same problem.
I do.
Yep.
Right.
I wonder if I could not prove that my uncle is not my biological father.
I don't think you can prove it because he's identical genetically to your father, so you cannot prove it.
Wow, what a scandal.
That's why
We've talked about this on the podcast.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Your
shocker.
Your cousins are your half siblings, really.
Yes.
Like you have the same father genetically, just different mothers.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Or do we?
Or do we?
Well, you definitely have different mothers because you didn't. I mean, like it's pretty clear whose womb.
I know we've had this discussion.
We have.
Yeah.
But
you're more closely related to your cousins than anybody else, really.
Okay, or my own brother and sister.
Well, you're more closely.
Well, yeah, you're probably more closely related to them.
Yeah.
You have a brother?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you only had a sister.
No, I got one of each.
Oh, good for you.
How did that? He didn't have a lot to do with it, but you know.
I'm always jealous of people with siblings.
So anyway, thank you AOC for
yeah, that's fun. That's a fun story.
Dunkle news. So Randy, you do not have the weirdest Dunkle situation because they're going to have a situation where they literally have
these people could like fuck with people too. They could be like, "We were just here. Where's our?"
Yeah, I don't like that though. I don't like that. I don't have the weirdest situation. I've got to get something weird.
Locally, you're still the king of Carroll.
All right. Okay.
There's no greater Dunkle that I know of.
I'll take that over Uncle Daddy because that's a whole new thing.
I prefer Uncle Daddy.
Well, you know, we talked about this these twins having twins, marrying twins, and Duncles, and the sort of kids they had in the start of life. But we also have some end of life questions where someone needs a private autopsy company.
Well, yeah, I just saw a thing on. Again, the Westminster Community Online. It's becoming a very popular board.
Wild.
In need of a private autopsy company.
Why?
Any suggestions? Yeah, why? Why private? Can they be bought? Can they forge documents? Is there a death that that is not registered?
Well, I guess the state could decline to do an autopsy.
Oh.
Oh, well, you would know.
They don't do it at every death. So.
No, if your loved one dies in a hospital bed, they're not gonna be like, okay, put her in the cold room, let's slice open the brain to make sure everything's okay. Like, you know,
right.
You can't order one in any hospital, like a tonsillectomy or something.
Who would order it? Like the family?
Yeah.
I think you can request it, but I don't think it's compulsory. You can't. There's not like a right to autopsy.
But you pay for it, I would think.
So I wonder what's going on in this person's life that they need to...
something nefarious.
Yeah.
Something nefarious happened to someone.
It sounds like something bad happened.
Well, somebody died.
Well, I mean, above and beyond that.
Yeah, what's it? It's a vivisection if they're alive.
Is it? Oh, that's awful.
I think it's a vivisection.
I thought
if
it was
alive.
if you're dead, they pull your skin out.
No,
but
well, that's an autopsy.
while
is
you're
when dead.
alive.
Yeah, I think it's a
Ugh.
vivisection. Yeah, that's obviously a horrible, terrible, savage torture.
Way to bring us down.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Duncles before, but this is really the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So anyway, hopefully this person found their private autopsy.
Hope so.
I feel like, though, you know, like, you want, like, someone who you can, like, maybe dig around a little in their brain about how was the contractor, right? That's, like, a good thing to ask on Facebook. But private autopsies, I feel like Google would be sufficient for that, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Do they have reviews?
There might be a Yelp page.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Don't go to this guy.
He left a spleen on the floor.
It's a total hack job.
No respect. Who's your rival?
Okay, so I had this problem. I had a rival
Is
on
it
Facebook. It was someone. I'm not going to say who they are. Just hear me out here.
Were they more or less handsome than you?
Oh, way less.
Okay.
Way less
well,
handsome.
then what does it matter?
I had this rival who absolutely hated me, just had a total hard-on for me, tried to keep me out of groups, kick me out of groups,
Ooh.
all this stuff.
Hated you and had a hard-on for you.
Yeah, well, that's what the term is, isn't it? When you just...
Love, hate.
Yes.
Like this, I guess, in
Venn
Andy's
diagram.
case.
Yeah, okay.
So something big happened. And a few months ago, this person died.
Your rival's dead?
They died. And death is the
No
great...
wonder somebody needs a private autopsy.
Death is the great equalizer. You know, it just kills...
It kills.
It kills all hatred.
And this person is elevated to instant sainthood, yes.
And rivals, right.
Okay.
So you're like, that
well,
was...
usually. I don't agree with that.
Do you look back finally and be like, that was some good hatred. I miss it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't miss it. Because even though death can really bury the hatchet and end all feuds... I just want to say, with all due respect, I win. Because I'm still alive.
How did your rival die?
I don't know.
Oh.
It was a health issue, from what I understand.
Take the fifth.
Is Gary dead?
It's not Gary.
Oh.
It's not Gary.
Oh, who?
I'll tell you after. I'm not going to put the name out here.
Okay.
But I just want them to
In
know.
respect for the dead.
In respect for the living that surrounded them.
Do they know that you're rivals, or both of you just had like a secret festering hatred of one another that like?
Oh, it was way out in the open.
So
I mean, you thought about it enough, you'd know who I'm talking about.
this person's family knew how much.
The family, no.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
But I'm sure that this person had friends.
Who knew how much?
And if they're listening,
And
I win.
you didn't go to the funeral
No.
with your little banner that says "I win."
Hold a black umbrella.
You should have sent flowers.
No.
Okay.
I'm just going to live and thrive.
Continue to thrive.
Yes.
That's living is
So-
the best reward.
It's another victory for me.
Congratulations, Randy.
Thank you.
You outlived some asshole.
Yes, exactly.
It would nary a vegetable in his diet.
You figure it out.
I'm impressed.
Dogs are barking at you. I'm alive. It's a topsy-turvy day.
It just doesn't really seem fair.
No.
But even more, this is like very random. He's going to give too big an ego. We got Duncles, we got rivals, and then we've got more Big Randy stories.
Big Randy.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to mine for material that reflects yourselves, if you would like.
Well,
we got the dog barking.
No, yeah, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying you're going to get too big for your
No,
britches.
I'm not going to get a big ego. Come on. How can I get a bigger ego than
I
outliving
already
my
have.
rival? What?
Then I already have.
Then you already have?
No, then you already have.
No,
I was
no.
speaking for you.
I'm so humble.
So
it's amazing.
Who is this guy? There's someone stealing newspapers, and he's on.
Oh, we're on the next story here.
Yeah.
Sherri has something to say about this one.
Okay, so
You know this guy?
this guy might be my nemesis.
You have a nemesis. I don't have a nemesis.
I have history with this guy.
Is there a picture of him?
Yeah, there's video of him stealing. This is a lady who lives very close to the cafe,
Okay.
and she's got video of him stealing her newspaper on a couple of different occasions, and she's kind of asking everybody who he is. And
Did you let her know?
Do you know who he is?
Yes, I know who he is exactly.
Did you let her know?
No, I everyone else had already let her
Oh,
know.
okay,
So I
okay.
didn't have to.
He's your rival?
Oh, he has the distinction of being the only person ever ejected from the Westminster Pride Festival.
Wow.
Wow.
What a dubious distinction.
Yes,
You wa-
only person ever asked to leave
You
by
want him dead?
the Westminster City Police
Don't say
Department.
that.
I'm just saying, do you want him dead? I'm not offering.
Don't make us testify later about her murder motivation.
I don't
okay? Just-
care enough about him if he. No, I don't care if he's alive or dead. I don't care enough about him. But he drives around town in this creepy van. That's all
Why was he kicked out?
blacked.
A Pride Fest.
I mean, just making derogatory comments and just stirring the pot. How he does. When he used to come into the cafe, he used to bring his own like boom box along and play music really loudly and disturb all of my customers and
What the heck?
scream. He hangs out at there's a pizza joint right down the street from me. He hangs out there all the time. I don't know what he does there.
It doesn't have seating. It's just like a carryout place.
No, he's just hanging out like behind the counter, like acting like he works there, but he doesn't. He like sweeps the floor or whatever. I don't think they pay him. They probably pay him in slices. He drives around town in this really seedy looking van that I think has been spray painted.
Oh, it looks like a murder van.
It looks exactly like a murder van.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
We're going to have to take a pause and talk about who these people are in a
So
second.
the thing that he did to me that most pissed me off was he came to me a couple of years after I opened the cafe, and he's like, "You really need to paint, this outside because I have some wood shingles on the outside of the cafe as
Yeah.
you're coming up the back." Mm-hmm. And he's like, "I'll do it for you for $200." And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not paying you to get up on a ladder and then fall down and sue me, because he's that kind of guy. He's
You
like
had a vibe.
I had a vibe. I was like, no, thank you. I'm good. So he turned around and turned me into the city of Westminster
For what?
because
It was a shakedown.
it was because
Be a real shame.
because,
Be a real
because-
shame someone reported this.
Yeah, he reported that he's like, oh, the shingles are falling down. I mean, it's not the city of Westminster is
that.
mainly concerned about the facade, the front facade of your building, and you do get fined for not keeping up with that. But this is the back of my building, which I know people still enter the cafe from the back parking lot, but I wasn't really overly concerned about it. So I get somebody, this guy, he turns me in a handwritten, poorly grammatically, poorly spelled letter about how my cafe is a health hazard because I don't have this shit painted. Literally within a week of him offering to paint it. And I knew the city administrator really well at the time. I mean, I know the new city administrator too. She's great. But I knew this woman very well. And she showed me the letter. And it wasn't signed. It was anonymous, but it was so clearly from him.
Right.
So, yeah. He's a real douchebag.
You want somebody to take care of him?
Like
go away.
Like I said, I could care less one way or another whether this guy lives or gets hit by an 18-wheeler tomorrow.
Or gets hit by an infinity. Gets sent to Tony Town.
But
Make sure there's no
now
cameras.
Now he's stealing papers from this poor, recently widowed woman on the corner,
Oh, good lord.
and she
Can you get any lower than
she
that?
posts about it, and then some other guy starts chiming in and saying, "Oh, he's a fine individual," and everybody else is like, "You mean the guy in the creepy van?"
That's stealing news. Like, let's say you're a fine individual, but you are stealing your neighbor's newspaper.
But you're stealing. Yeah, I think he might actually live in the van. I don't know that he actually has a home.
Is he? No, he's not Doug's van man.
I don't.
Do you remember? I mean,
I don't.
Yeah, vaguely,
think
yeah.
so. I don't.
okay, because that guy did
thought
live.
that-
in the
I
van. That
thought-
guy lived in the van and like caused him problems.
No, it lived in a
remember?
truck, I thought.
I thought he
Oh, it was
lived.
a
He
truck.
lived in a truck. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
This guy spends the majority of his time in the 200 block of East Main Street.
200.
Why ever go past? I think if you live between 100 and 300 your whole life, it's probably a diverse enough palette of experience.
Oh yeah, we got all kinds of culture down there.
your culture.
Yeah, He's not allowed to come into my cafe anymore.
Oh no.
Does he go to Carriage House Liquors for vacation?
I mean, yes, that's a stretch.
No, he goes to Boston Inn.
He'd have to get into the van to get there,
A
probably.
little staycation at Boston Inn.
Yeah, we missed that story too, didn't we?
He's the kind of
Yes.
guy that I've caught him going through like my garbage. Like he goes out back and shifts through my garbage. I caught him a couple of times out there. I'm like, what are you doing?
And you are very sensitive about your garbage. Don't throw extra garbage in there.
I'm-
Don't take my garbage out.
I'm very sensitive about my
But
garbage.
she's very, when she sees me waking up in the garbage, she's very nice about it.
You pay rent.
I just close the lid and
Yeah.
have a
just
little
a-
snooze, Randy.
Just
Yeah.
an Oscar the Grouch. He's just like the gray Grouch, you know?
She'll pour her coffee, like the leftover coffee from yesterday in
Just
there.
wallow in
Here you
it.
go, Randy.
Day old.
Wake up.
Well, I mean, I missed meeting last week, but we had a robust set of subjects to talk about, you know?
We did.
We do.
Did we talk about any of the past subjects? Are these all new?
No, most of these are 2 weeks old.
Hey, we didn't talk about the Carroll Countyest bingo ever.
Yeah, I just found out that Pleasant Valley had a gun bingo.
I love that.
I mean, bingo is cutthroat enough and violent as it is.
Do you think they let Tawnytown PD play?
so the
Whoa.
prizes were guns.
He was the bingo caller. He was like, whoa, 7, whoa.
So instead of winning cash, you won firearms.
Yes, you want firearms,
This doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
especially those old ladies.
Hey, this is America, and guns are guns.
Count his card.
There's no constitutional right to drive a car, okay? But there is to have a gun, so there you have it.
All right,
You don't
Dennis.
see Vladimir Putin rolling in here, do you?
I wish.
I wish.
I'd take care of him myself.
I wish.
There's a whole bunch of people who are accountants doing exactly that right now.
I'd like to kick that
Half a
guy
blood
right in
away.
his teeth. He's
Well,
the worst.
I mean, things aren't going well for him over there.
I hope not.
So, all right, are we ready for top 10?
I think we covered everything, didn't we?
I think so.
We up to date, Carroll? Carroll County? We should have a guest named Carroll County
There probably is somebody
character.
with that name.
somewhere.
All right, so this week's top 10. You ready, gentlemen?
Born ready.
Yeah.
Top 10 reasons someone would need a private autopsy.
Okay.
You ready? Here we go. Number 10. GQ was found face down dead in your yard.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I'm not going to do that autopsy.
No, I mean, I'm not even like
mean, you can do
taking
it
a
yourself,
stick
but-
and like poking him to see if he's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like wet bread. I don't even know what that means.
Wet bread sounds like a band.
Like,
Wet bread. Number 9. You're trying to determine if it was Ashtray or Crackhead Sam who sold your friend
oh,
Doves.
man. You hit me right in the feels. Hey, who's this? Ash! Ash, come out!
Oh, so sad, right? Do you like that show?
Somebody was cutting onions in my house during that scene.
Uh-huh.
Love that show.
Love that show.
Because it's like Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and High School Musical all wrapped up into one.
it is. That's the perfect way to describe it.
We're talking about Euphoria.
Yeah.
Anybody doesn't know.
I got the context.
Such a good show.
Ash!
I love
Right now!
I think Fez is my favorite character.
And he's awful. Everybody on the show is awful.
I don't think he's awful.
He's a drug dealer.
So? He's a good person deep down inside.
I guess. And Ash is just a trained killer.
Yes, he is.
Was. Sorry.
Don't spoil it. Jesus.
Well, you
Ray.
know, you've seen it.
Okay.
Now the audience has been spoiled.
Yeah, bro, if you haven't seen it by now.
Wow, Randy's
It only aired on Sunday, so if you
Right.
haven't seen it by now, you're a loser.
Reckless disregard for spoilers.
That's
This
right.
is I disavow these spoilers. I disavow.
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
disavow. Randy is going crazy.
In what movie? What are you talking about?
Sixth Sense.
What? I've never seen that.
And Moonlighting.
In Moonlighting. God, you're really dating yourself now, Randy.
Yeah. Well, my wife's got that dog, so I've got to do... Oh, you meant like age.
Yeah.
Age, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Not
Revealing.
Not whatever you do in the privacy
Oops.
of your own home.
It's my own special massage.
Okay. Number 8. You want to make sure that the deceased did not have rabies when they bit your dog.
They bit your dog.
You can never be too careful. Number 7, your grandmother was found stabbed outside of the gun bingo?
At least she wasn't shot.
Who brought a knife to a gunfight?
That's Bush League. No good.
Okay.
Wait till the knife bingo.
Number 6, you need some official documents for your spouse's life insurance company. This is what Mrs. Goldstein's going to be doing soon.
That's right, because if she murders me, she does not get the money.
Yeah, so we're going to have to make sure it looks like it was an accident.
Or self-inflicted, I think.
Oh, I mean, that's believable, actually. Number 5, you just need a second opinion on the "they are in a better place" statement.
To see if they are.
So the private autopsy would be the better place. Number 4, you want to verify what Big Randy captured on his camera.
Always watching.
Always watching. Number 3, you need assurance that anthrax was the cause of death for the man who steals your newspaper every morning. We're coming for you. Number 2, the deceased sat on your favorite flashlight by accident.
Of course.
And you really want it back.
Because he didn't want to go back to the emergency room going, "Doc, you ain't never going to believe this."
No.
Again, Troy.
Fool me once, shame on you.
And the number 1 reason that someone would need a private autopsy, you want to make sure you got what you paid for.
There you go.
We sent them to Tony Town.
Dun, 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 dun.
And went to Tony Town.
By the way, did you guys see the coverage on the news of the satellite images of the Russian convoy moving into Ukraine?
The 40-mile-long stalled convoy, yes.
Satellite images. Eye in the sky.
Yes, we saw all of that.
That's a little
Randy.
bit beyond Big Randy's scope, but okay.
No, it's in my scope. I mean, I can't do it, but I approve it.
Okay.
It's Randy approved?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Eye in the sky watching everything.
I think that's it. I'm Dennis.
I'm Randy.
I'm Sherri. Stay strong, Ukraine.
See y'all later.